Hi folks, today I can share a curious double leak. It's curious because it's a leak about two lenses and both lenses have the same specs. So both are 200mm 2.0 full-frame lenses for different mounts. And one lens is from Venus Optics, and I shared the image of this lens already a couple of days ago on sonyrumors.com, so maybe you have seen it there. But today I will also exclusively share a leaked image of a new Sigma 200mm 2.0. You will see it here for first on this YouTube channel, on airrumors.com and on sonyrumors.com. So here comes the usual reminder. If you don't want to miss any of these exclusive leaks that are coming also from other companies, it's time now to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button to not miss any of the upcoming rumors. So let's kick off with a private note because I'm here in France, it's super hot. And I did some hiking a couple of days ago and I suffered a lot, even at close to 3000 meter altitude at the Pic de Canigou. It's super hot and I'm really suffering this weather, so I'm not taking in those days my camera, my Sony E my Tamron 28 200mm lens. That is my usual main basic hiking setup to go around and take shots. It's simply crazy. I'm staying at home and working, and luckily for you I have some rumors to report. So let's kick off with the rumors I have to share today, and also additional rumors that are coming. Tease you about the additional rumors that are coming very soon. So first let's kick off with the lens that I already showed on sonyrumors.com, which is the Laowa 200mm 2.0. As you can see from this image, it's quite a massive lens. It has that classic Venus Optics finish and look, which I personally like. It's nice to have a lens that is not only white or black, but something different. And Venus Optics just recently started to make autofocus lenses for Sony E mount. So the good news here is that this is an autofocus lens. This lens is coming for the Sony E, for the Nikon Z, for the Canon EF mount, so not RF mount. The reason being that Canon still doesn't open their mount for full-frame lenses made by third-party manufacturers. So Venus Optics made a smart move to make it EF, and then with an adapter you can have autofocus on your Canon RF camera. And it's also said that this lens will have future X mount and GFX mount versions, and if it would be also compatible with the GFX mount and have autofocus, this would be the first third-party autofocus lens for the GFX system, which would be quite a big news. So let's take a closer look to the lens. Here you see the controls, the FMF switch, the limiter, and also there is a customizable button. And what's really interesting is that you have on the mount a drop-in filter space, so that's nice to have. We don't know when it will be announced and what the pricing will be, but I think the announcement will happen within the next couple of weeks, and the pricing will be affordable knowing Venus Optics, so I don't expect a crazy pricing on this. More pricey will be the new Sigma 200mm 2.0 lens, and we are now going to switch over to this lens to talk about this lens. The Sigma 200mm 2.0 is coming for the Sony E and the Leica L mount. It's a full-frame autofocus lens, and here's the first leaked image of the lens. This lens is wide just like the Sigma 300 600mm lens, and the weight is around 2 kg. And by the way, I forgot, the Venus Optics will be around 1.6 kg, so the Sigma might be a little bit heavier. I don't know if also this means that the Sigma has a more complex optical construction, so it might be better than the Venus Optics, but this is just guessing for now. I'm not sure about it. The filter thread of the Sigma is 105mm. As you can see from the image, the controls are very close to the one of the 300 600mm lens. You can see a comparison here. And this lens will be announced on August 19 along the 12mm 1.4 APS-C lens for Sony E, Canon RF, Nikon Z and Fuji X mount. So these lenses are already leaked in a couple of videos ago, 1-2 months ago. You can see the image here. And this lens for sure is coming along 200mm 2.0. Still don't know if the 35mm 1.2 second generation lens, full-frame lens for Leica L and Sony E mount system is also going to be announced on August 19. I didn't get a final confirmation. I got the leaked image of the lens, so I just guess this lens will be announced also on August 19. If not, it will be announced quite very shortly after, so about that I'm sure, so you will not have to wait a long time. I don't have info about the pricing of this lens yet. Of course, we also know that this Sigma 200mm 2.0 will have the same stupid limitation as the other Sigma 300 600mm and other telephoto lenses, that it can only shoot 50 frames per second at full autofocus performance. And this is something I will keep repeating on this channel in the hope that Sony will remove this limitation, because it penalizes them. Because if Sigma can use the full potential on the L mount and is not going to be able to use the full potential on the E mount, this makes the E mount a tiny bit weaker compared to the L mount. And anyway, why penalize us Sony shooters that spend a lot of money on a Sony camera, and then we cannot benefit of the full performance of a lens that we want to buy? So this is just a stupid limitation. I hope that they will remove it, and then we are going to be all happy. So those are the 200mm 2.0 lenses coming very soon. Let me now know in the comment system which one you are most likely to get. I expect the Venus Optics to be a bit cheaper than a Sigma, and maybe the autofocus performance be good but not be as good as on the Sigma. So let me know which one you like from the specs we know so far, also from the exterior look. Of course, the Sigma has more a classics polished white look, while the Venus Optics has that curious color and finish that some of you might not like. But anyway, we are getting two 200mm E-mount lenses, full-frame E-mount lenses. Of course, the Venus Optics lens is also available for other mounts, while the Sigma will be available also for L mount. And now I want to end with some minor news for the E-mount system and for some also ZRF mount user, because we got a couple of new lenses from Chinese brands, and I want to be sure that you know about that. We got a new TTRM 40mm 2.0 full-frame autofocus lens for Sony E and Nikon Z mount. And this is a lens that costs barely above $150. And if you pair this lens, for example, with the Sony A7 CR, you get a nearly Sony RX1R3 experience without the price of the RX1R3 experience. But of course, the RX1R3 is also still way more compact. But if you want to get close to that combo and not have to pay and save $2,000, then you can get this lens with the A7CR. Then Leica also announced a new 24mm 1.4 full-frame lens, again for Sony E, Nikon Z, I think also Leica L and Canon RF mount. And there wasn't much talk about this lens. There's just a pre-order page at Leica without reviews or hands-on of this lens. So I don't know how good it is, but you can pre-order it now. It's not as expensive as, of course, the native Japanese branded version, so maybe you want to consider to buy this one. That's all the news I wanted to share in this video. Again, you got the exclusive leak of the new Sigma 200mm 2.0 on this channel, and also the first image of the Laowa 200mm 2.0. If you have more info about upcoming product announcements from any manufacturer, you can contact me using this email address or contact form. And as you know, as I told you in my last video, it will get more intense from now on, because by late August, September, October, November, we are getting a ton of announcements from any manufacturer, including Canon, Nikon, Panasonic, and so forth. So expect a lot of gear, and I will do my best to be the first to share everything on this channel. So again, if you appreciate what I'm doing, help me to get a boost on the YouTube algorithm by liking this video, and of course subscribe if you want to see the next leaks from Hasselblad and other manufacturers, and next announcement coming very soon. See you soon, folks.